Hi, this is Dr. Tomson and welcome back to another video. 1 in every 4 adults today has got fatty liver. And the interesting thing is that most of them doesn't even know it. This is because in the early stages, fatty liver is completely silent. There is also a highly likely chance that you're watching this video because you have been diagnosed for fatty liver when you underwent a random abdominal scan. So if you or one among your dear ones have been diagnosed for fatty liver, do not worry, this video is for you. The interesting thing is that even if there is a 70% damage for your liver, it can regenerate or it can regrow. So, fatty liver can be completely reversed. Well, when I was reading some of the articles and watching some other videos that are already there on YouTube regarding fatty liver, I saw some titles and thumbnails saying that they can reverse fatty liver in 1 week. Well, let me be honest with you. Reversing fatty liver in 1 week isn't that possible. It would ideally take 6 to 8 weeks to completely reverse fatty liver. The first week can be a launchpad, or it can initiate the changes happening in your liver. But as I said, it would take ideally 6 to 8 weeks to completely reverse. So in this video, I'm going to give you the lifestyle and dietary modifications that you should follow for the next 6 to 8 weeks to completely reverse fatty liver. Let's get into it. Okay, let us start by understanding what is fatty liver. Very simply, fatty liver means excess fat in your liver cells. Usually, there is a little fat in your liver. And when more than 5 to 10% of its weight is fat, then the trouble begins. There are basically 2 types of fatty liver. The first one is the alcoholic fatty liver, which is caused by excessive drinking of alcohol. The second one is called as non-alcoholic fatty liver, which is very commonly found these days and is caused by the excess intake of sugar, processed food, or by being overweight or diabetic for a long time. When I talk to my patients, I have very commonly noticed that they all think that it is the intake of fatty or oily food that is the contributing factor for fatty liver. But interestingly, it is the intake of sugar and other processed foods that can be much more dangerous than the oily and other fatty food. And it is very important to diagnose fatty liver at its early stage. Because if you diagnose it at its early stage, it is very easy to reverse the condition. If fatty liver goes undiagnosed or unaddressed, it can lead to liver cirrhosis and can be even fatal towards the end. Now let me tell you what are the lifestyle changes that you should do to reverse fatty liver. There are 3 major components that you should pay attention into. The first one is definitely nutrition. What you eat matters a lot. Avoid the intake of refined carbs and sugar. Here you can reduce the excess intake of rice, bread, pastas and other soft drinks. Also, limit the intake of alcohol. Even little alcohol can worsen fatty liver. Add more protective foods into your diet. Leafy greens, cruciferous veggies like broccoli, nuts and omega-3 foods like flax seeds and salmon are good options to add into your diet. In natural medicine, turmeric is a herb that is highly recommended for fatty liver. Turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory properties and can be of great help for reversing the condition. The second component under lifestyle modification is movement or physical activity. Studies show that aerobic activities can significantly lower fatty liver even if you are not losing body weight. So I would highly recommend a 30 minutes of brisk walking early in the morning. And it is also highly recommended to add resistance training at least twice a week. Resistance training can result in more muscles, meaning better sugar control, resulting in a better liver. The third component under lifestyle modification is weight management. By losing just 7 to 10% of your body weight can result in shrinking the fat cells in your liver, helping you to reverse the condition. But don't overdo it, do it very gradually. Crash diets and extreme fasting can be giving stress to your liver. So remember, your liver heals with these 3 pillars. The first one was nutrition, the second one was movement or physical activity, and the third one was a proper weight management. So let me give you some practical tips that you can start implementing from tomorrow, getting into your first week, the launchpad to your fatty liver reversal. The first one can be plate method. This is very simple yet very effective. So fill half of your plate with vegetables, and on the other half, fill the first quarter with lean protein. Now, what are the sources of lean protein? Lean protein can be received from chicken, eggs, or seafood. And if you are a vegetarian, you can probably go for legumes or tofu. And fill the second quarter with whole grains. The second one is to eat smart. So here, regardless of you are eating at home or eating out, ask to double the vegetables or more protein than eating a lot of rice and bread. The third point I want to highlight is the importance of having a good morning routine. So before you go for a 30 minutes of morning walk, you can have a glass of warm water to which you have added a half sliced lemon and some turmeric. This can support digestion, and also, as we learned, it can help to reduce inflammation as well as to reduce sugar cravings. Having a good evening routine is equally important as a good morning routine. In the evening, try to avoid any late evening snacking. It is good to have your dinner as early as 6 to 7 p.m. Your liver also has got its own clock, and when you eat late, it can disturb the fat metabolism. I would highly recommend you to consult a doctor and get a medical checkup done, especially if you are over 35, if you are diabetic, and if you are overweight. As I said in the introduction, an early detection of a fatty liver is a game changer. If you are staying consistent by following all the points that we discussed in today's video, you will start to see the changes. And I assure you, you will be able to reverse your fatty liver in 7 to 8 weeks. So in my next video, I am planning to give you exactly what foods to eat and what foods to avoid to reverse fatty liver. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. So to conclude with, fatty liver is common, it's silent, and it is completely reversible with right lifestyle changes. Cut the sugar, move your body, and eat smart. You will be able to reverse fatty liver. If you found value from the video, give it a like and share it to somebody who would get benefited out of this. Thank you for watching. This is Dr. Tomson, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.